Good morning once again. If you're just joining in, you're watching Sunrise at Sea, and my name is Kieran Tozo. Yeah, in studio with me are the usual suspects, and that's Sandra and Sarah. However, today I'm going to be talking about an addiction or an illness that many of us have, but don't want to accept the fact that we do, or maybe you do, or you don't. I don't know. We're here to find out. Yeah, and that is gadget addiction. Yeah, it's COVID. COVID has actually been there, so many lockdowns in place, and you realize that so many kids have fallen, to their gadgets for communication, for literally everything. And when I say gadgets, not just phones. I'm talking about PlayStations. I'm talking about computers. I'm talking about television. Literally anything electronic. Yeah. And before we dive into that, I'm actually going to give you briefly what gadget addiction is, and that is any obsessive behavior which interferes with usual living and causes rigorous stress on family, friends, loved ones, and one's working performance. And youth with a high degree of gadget addiction are more prone to depression, anxiety, social isolation, and sleep disturbance. So ladies, I want to talk your thoughts. I want to find out, would you consider yourself an addict when it comes to...
What do you mean, would you consider yourself
Siobhan,
an addict?
Siobhan,
That
what-
sounds so wrong.
Yeah, what impact or influences have gadgets over your life?
First of all, I don't think I would consider myself as someone who is addicted to gadgets, because Kira, why are you frowning your face?
It's because the Siobhan I know is always on her phone.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
You may, the time that you're with me here, probably I'm on my phone, but when I go home or stuff like that, I'm actually rarely on my phone.
Yeah.
I prefer to have interpersonal conversations with people. I do not, yes, I will text once in a while, but I'm sorry guys, I like to go the traditional way. I want to find out how you're doing by seeing you. I want to have that physical touch. And that is why I get so disturbed. The generation where we're going in, someone proposes to you online, like, will you be my girlfriend? And it's just a text message. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Okay, so get married on eBay, have kids on YouTube, like, do whatever the hell you want. Because it's getting that way. Like, gadgets are becoming such a problem in society. I am not neglecting the fact that they come in handy, especially if you're very far away from the person you want to communicate to. But I do not think that is a reason as to why we should be addicted to gadgets, because it has ruined our relationships, even with our friends. You go out with someone for dinner. The other time I went out with Kira for dinner, and someone was on her phone between me and her, but yeah.
Sarah, how would you say gadgets have actually influenced your life?
This is the thing. This is the thing. Gadgets are necessary evil. We are in an era where we cannot do without them.
Yeah.
You're watching us on TV right now because of gadgets. You're probably live streaming on our Facebook page, and that is at CTV Uganda, live right now, because this is how we keep informed. This is how we stay connected with the people around us.
Yeah.
Again, this conversation, the pandemic happened 2 years in right now, and it has disrupted our physical touch and physical presence with our loved ones, with our colleagues. We are now remotely working from wherever we are. Gadgets are essential because they have how can I put it? They have simplified life and helped us to maneuver through different, circumstances.
Yes.
Do you understand what I mean? So they are necessary. However, a lot of people are addicted to it. 75.4% of adults consider themselves addicted to their gadgets because, and they go up to checking their phone 160 times a day. Whereas teenagers, statistics were done, and 45% of teenagers admitted to being addicted to their gadgets, because that is how they keep up with the trends, they keep up with the gossip, they keep up with their education. So everything has been put on a gadget right now. The news, many of us find the news faster than it is reported on a number of broadcast stations because of our gadgets. This is how we communicate with people. This is how we do our work. So for anybody to say they don't have a little bit of attachment, I don't want to say addiction, attachment to their gadget would be telling a lie. I don't think I am addicted to my my cell phone,
but
or
you're
my phone,
attached to it.
but I find it necessary because this is how I do my work.
Yeah.
This is how this is where I work from. Okay, this is
Yeah.
my mobile office. Okay, it is my mobile office. Is how I keep in touch with family. It is necessary. But am I on social media? Perhaps if you say it's social media addiction, no, I do not have. I do not have a problem with social media, but gadgets, absolutely necessary.
Absolutely. I think for me, how gadgets have actually influenced my life. I'm not usually on with gadgets. I hardly watch television.
By the way, you are the hardest person to get a hold of.
to. Oh
It is
my
like
God.
calling customer care.
I told Kira sometime that if
I'm working on
someone
it.
actually called you and like they were, let's say, on deathbed or something, I don't think you would have a chance to say goodbye. You are that bad.
I'm getting there, guys.
Kira, you are the last person
oh my
I would call in case
goodness.
of an
It
emergency.
is so bad.
Now, ladies, I want to ask you, how would you know if you actually getting addicted to gadgets? Or would you said you're not addicted, but how would you tell if you're actually getting addicted or actually addicted to any kind of gadget?
The minute you start finding yourself sleeping with your phone under your bed, waking up in the
your
middle of the
pillow.
night to check on it, the minute it's the first thing that you check on when you wake up.
Yeah.
Yes. The minute that you find yourself in a situation that, you know how people say, oh, text me, don't call, text me, don't call.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you have a gadget addiction, my dear.
Siobhan.
Well, for me, it's more or less like what Sarah has said. When
Yeah.
you find yourself that you cannot even spend a minute without looking at your phone, or if your phone is like, people will actually tell that you're addicted to your gadgets because they'll you're addicted to, let's say, your phone or something, because messages will keep up popping. But also, if you find yourself, we're talking about gadgets. I'll give an example. If you find yourself that you cannot even wash the simplest of something and you have to put it into the washing machine, you're addicted to a gadget. You're addicted to the washing machine.
Simplicity.
No, guys.
Shiva,
There are
you can't
certain things you cannot put in the machine. For example, if you have to put, say, okay, I don't want to mention them, but yes, like that's wrong. If you find that you cannot do
But
without,
undergarments?
Kira, leave me alone. If you find that you cannot stay away from especially your phone, you cannot spend a day without, let's say, watching TV. Like even when you do not have the TV on, you feel, oh my God, I'm so unsettled. You're not watching YouTube. Like you are addicted because it has become a part of your life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to be reading you some of the dangers, of gadget addiction. Yeah, and this will be running on your screen. And the first one is eye problem. I don't know, maybe I got my eye problem from watching too much TV when I was a kid, but yeah.
But it wasn't from picking up the phone, definitely.
Yeah. Eye health problems. Then number 2 is mental health problems, and this actually tends to affect not only children but even grown people.
Yes.
And here it shows that 49% of people who actually access internet have been bullied, and a third of them are quiet, and 10th are bullied.
Yeah, and you brought that up even in your gadget addiction
Yes, yes.
definition, where you say that some of the 10s are actually self-isolation and feeling depressed
Yes.
because what you're seeing on social media, what you're seeing using your gadgets is showing you that, oh, Sarah is having a good time. She's going to Abu Dhabi. Kombe, we are here in Nakawa. Just saying. So yeah, it definitely does bring that out.
Yeah. Then the other thing is insomnia. I struggle so much with insomnia, but truth of the matter is I have no gadget addiction. But yes, insomnia, which is difficult sleeping because of the gadget, emits blue lights which make it difficult to sleep. Yeah. The longer you use the gadget, the more difficult it is to sleep. So it's not recommended to use the gadget before bed. Yeah. So usually before you go to bed, it's advised to at least stay an hour before you go to bed. Stay off your phone for an hour before you go to bed. That way you don't have sleeping problems.
Difficult.
You see, so you're addicted to your phone. Another thing, obesity or overweight. People tend to get comfortable, because you're always in one sport.
Yes.
One thing, get me this, get me that, get me this. So before you know it, it's just a matter of eating and
you're not exercising.
You're not
Eating
exercising,
and gadgeting.
Telly, people are always just watching telly, video games for boys are always playing video games. Your mom calls you to come eat food. Mom, bring it for me, or whoever, bring it for me.
That's the thing that I'm talking about. You don't exercise. Like you're told to wash plates. Okay, dishwasher direct. Like wash a bit. Like exercise your arms.
Then lack of direct interaction because their lives are in cyberspace are fun and interesting. like people are always on TikTok. For instance, TikTok, yeah? When a person, if anyone has TikTok on that phone, believe me, you burn I don't know how many hours just on TikTok laughing, yeah? So you lose direction.
Yeah, just on TikTok.
You lose direction, and you realize that you're not in touch with so many people just because you're hooked on this technology, all these gadgets. So you miss out so much on what's happening in the world, like what you said. When we went out and you said I was actually on my phone, I was replying messages.
I'm glad you
Siobhan.
said it yourself.
I was
because
replying
I did
messages.
not want to
But
mention.
do you know what's actually very ironic
Yeah.
about gadgets, especially cell phones and social media, is that it has connected all of us and we're in everybody's business.
Yeah.
But then again, at the same time, we're very much isolated and detached from each other.
Very much
It is so it's weird because you can have siblings, for instance. You could have your friends who are always on social media, always on their phone, but you're never talking to these people.
Very much
You're
so.
never checking on them.
Yeah.
It's
It's
weird.
It's very, very sad, actually. You have all this is what brings me back to social media. You're having so many followers, for instance, like on Facebook, on Instagram.
But in real life?
in real life, you don't really have friends.
Exactly.
you have no one.
have
And
no one.
that is not the way it should be. That is why I keep saying, you people, social media and things of gadgets and what, it's such a mirage. It's not what you see that is happening.
Yeah.
It's totally different.
Very, very different. Then a last one, which is poor performance at school, due to difficulty sleeping at night, difficult concentrating at school, and the time management is bad as well, and which brings me to the question that I want to ask you ladies. Do you think gadget addiction has actually had an influence on child development?
Yes, it has. It definitely has a lot of influence on child development, on child mannerisms and character.
Yeah.
It absolutely, because when your children, say for instance, if they like to watch, say, violent videos or play violent games, they are most likely going to become violent people.
Yeah.
Or if they are, this is the thing, what we watch affects us in one way or the other. It could be consciously or subconsciously.
Yeah.
And we now learn a lot on, the World Wide Web. Everything
Is that
is
your
on the
disposal?
World Wide Web. So if you are watching the wrong content, it is definitely going to affect you. Even how we reason, how we think, a lot of our cultures, our African cultures are being watered down. I mean the good ones.
Yeah, are being
The good
watered
ones
down.
are being watered
What
down
you're exposed
and being
to.
swept under the rug and now being called backward. And yet these were the firm foundation on which our families were built on or raised on. So it definitely is watering down everything, everybody's culture, and it's now just making us all one. And nobody is no longer appreciating our differences.
Yeah.
Because everybody is now pushing us to be the same person. Look at racism, look at colorism, look at cultural appropriation right now. That is why a lot of black people are fighting so hard when white people take their hairstyles or their fashion. Like, no, it is not yours. Admit it is not yours. Okay, because social media now has turned the whole world into a global village.
Yeah.
I can have a conversation with the president in another country. I just have to tweet him directly, and he's
Even
going to
Snapchat
respond.
is- yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it is now just making us one, and I think that is a bad thing because we're no longer appreciating our differences.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be reading to you some of the ways to actually overcome gadget addiction for those who may be addicted and you don't know, And this will be running on your screen. And the first one is limit the time of gadget usage, You have to limit the time you actually spend on your gadget. If you're on in fact, statistics show that kids from 8 to 18 are supposed to be on screen for just 2 hours.
Oh.
Yes, 2 hours. I know people watch TV for 24 hours, 24, others 8 hours, but it's healthy, 2 hours. And a kid who is actually 1 year and, to 7 or 8, 1 hour. 1 hour. So let them play more. Let them go out and play more and less of gadgets. And I feel like kids of this generation are not really enjoying life like the way we did back then. You
Yeah,
know,
that's so
playing
true.
all these games and interact with different people, talking to your neighbor. So yes, limit the time of gadget use, then avoid using gadgets before bed. Yeah, which brings me back to the insomnia problem. For people who use gadgets literally all the time, you'll find that you actually have an insomnia problem. So switch off your phone, stay away from anything electronic at least for an hour before going to bed. Believe me, this will actually help. Yeah, then use gadgets as needed. Many of my workmates actually complaining that it's so hard to reach me. However, I only use my phone or my gadgets when I need them. So I think, Shivani, you should borrow a leaf. I'm just saying.
No.
Then do other activities such as sports, doing hobbies, caring for pets, enjoying nature. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying, let kids go out and play. Get them something that they love. If it's toys, tell them to build something, challenge them to something.
Yeah.
Instead of always go watch cartoons. You know how nowadays parents, a kid is disturbing.
Go have the
Phone.
phone. That's the thing.
Yeah,
and
have
it
a phone,
comes
go
from
play.
us.
Yes. So I think all this needs to stop, and these are some of the tips I think can actually overcome gadget addiction. Yeah. However, ladies, closing remarks. Shivan, what would you tell someone who is watching right now? Yeah.
In regard to being either gadget addiction or gadget attachment, for me, one would be use the gadgets when you need to, but also it's very
As you wrap up,
important. If you're out with your friends, if you're with your colleagues, have that interpersonal communication, have that physical touch. Yes, I understand COVID is here, but when a time or your situation presents itself and you're with your colleagues, you're with your coworkers, you're with your family, first of all, it's very disrespectful to be on your phone. So you might want to put it away and just be in the moment, like be present. Do not be away from people.
Well, thank you very much, and that's all we had for you in our views. Good morning. Saying goes, all good things must come to an end. It's been an amazing show, and for those who missed, you can actually stream or check us out on YouTube later, and this conversation can actually go on Twitter platforms, Facebook, and please do check us out on our Instagram as well, and that's Sunrise at Sea, or you can actually stream live on www.ctv.co.ug. And you can follow me on my social media platforms, and that's Kieran Atolzo, and the ladies, there's Shivan Auma, and then we have Sarah Apollo 1. I don't know, did I say it right, ladies?
Yeah.
Yes, I now know all my workmates' handles. Well, that's all we had for you here on Sunrise at Sea. Till next time, good morning and happy holidays.